Welcome to Verbal Vibe Mode. Today I'm joined by JVSmooth. Hi.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Yeah, anyway, you already know him. Just playing. How you doing?
Just playing how you doing, I guess.
Oh my god, you can actually answer. I was messing with you.
I know, I'm just teasing.
It's been a while, okay?
It's been a while, y'all. How y'all doing? We back.
We have a new friend joining us today, Jamil. What's going
Hey,
on?
hey, everybody. Nice to meet you. Thanks for inviting me on the show. And I'm really looking forward to having a great conversation today. Thank you.
Look, listen, ready. Pretty
Awesome.
ready. Hello?
Yep, he's ready to go.
All right. Excuse me. Professional. All right. Well, let's get into it. Hopefully, you two did not have too much pasta. We're getting right into Nintendo Direct that aired on
Yes,
August
yes.
31st to present
Yep.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder, scheduled to release this year on October 20th. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
Mario is unfrozen by that time. But did you all get a chance to watch Nintendo Direct?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I checked
What
that out.
what are these like? I don't like the. Where's the enthusiasm? Y'all don't want to play Wonder? Like, what's happening?
Oh, listen, I get excited. You know me. I just trying to keep it calm because as
Yeah.
much excitement is there's also silent rage, and I think Jamil will agree with me
All
because we've
right.
been
Let's start with the
seeing.
excitement. Let's start with the
All
excitement.
right, cool. All right, see, that was controlled rage. All right, so excitement. Game looks great. I'm
Yes.
excited. It looks fun. You can play with damn near the whole Super Mario cast. You know what I mean? It
8 player
looks fun. It looks
selection. That
fun
is
as
so
hell.
dope.
Yeah.
I was excited for that because I was just like, what? Really?
Honestly, they gave us 3 different toads, and that right there was like, oh, wait, what?
That's big.
Like you guys are really paying attention. And you got Nabbit and the different colored Yoshis. This is one thing I like that Nintendo does. They include a character or a system to help people that maybe aren't as good at games like this to be
Yep.
able to play with their friends and
That was
hey,
gonna
I'm
be my
I'm
low
I'm
point
good
because I don't
too.
like that. I don't like that at all. Like all
I,
characters having the same play abilities, that's not challenging. How is that fun?
That's what I was.
well,
I was
oh,
actually
sorry, go
gonna
ahead.
make a point about that, where like it felt like having the different characters, Daisy, Peach, Mario, Luigi, and the Toads all play the same. Then what's the point
Yeah.
of having them? Because one of
Right.
the great things about 3D World was that all those characters had distinct abilities
There
that
it is.
made it great to pick the characters. But if they all do the same thing, then they're kind of just like skin swaps as opposed to actual different characters.
They're just Monopoly pieces.
I don't,
That's
I
it.
don't, I don't mind the. I think having the Yoshis and the Nabbit that are for players who aren't quite as skilled as others. I think that's great. That's fine by
Yeah,
me.
for
But
sure.
yeah, having all the other characters just do the same thing. My girl Toadette is there, so I'll use her, but she's just like everybody else. So not. It's. I feel like that's a missed opportunity, definitely.
Oh, for sure. But where that, like, I guess, was missed, they're probably gonna pick that up later because either they didn't develop that thoroughly when it comes to the characters and was like, well, we can't do the abilities for all 8 of them right now. We're probably gonna do that later in the future. But yeah, I would have loved to see that as a feature because having the ability to play as one of the 8, that's very cool, but it's not as exciting. Like, that takes away a large piece of just the uniqueness in people's play styles when you're doing character selection.
The other aspect of it that that I did find personally disappointing was that the cool abilities are locked behind the easy characters.
Mm,
Yoshi gets the flutter jump. Yoshi gets the ability to shoot enemies back at opponents, but he also can't be hurt. So
yep.
it's kind of like you don't get to have the fun abilities and the challenge at the same time. And I'm not really sure why they made that decision when designing the characters.
Normally, I would agree with this point, with Nintendo, but I think the reason for that this time around is because if you noticed in the trailer, they spoke more of the abilities that you have on the back end with those badges or whatever.
Hmm.
So you can unlock like the floating stuff and all the other techniques that normally only Peach would have the float and only Luigi would have the high jump and stuff like
Right.
that. So maybe that's why they made it so that the regular 8 characters or 7 characters are generic,
Hmm.
so that everybody else will have. Because I mean, let's be real. it's dope for the older games, especially with Super Mario 3D World. But
Yeah.
there would be people fighting to get Peach or people
Oh,
fighting to
you
get
already
Rosalina.
know.
In order to stop that this time, they probably like, look, we'll make all these characters the same. You can play with anyone that you like, because at that point it really is just skin color, whatever, blah blah blah. But
Mhm.
they're not any different than the other person unless you change your badge or you use a different this, that, and the third. So that way, theoretically, you can have Luigi and Mario, and then they're doing over there the floating stuff like Peach and everybody, instead of just, oh, I got Peach and I'm the one that floats through everything while you guys just die.
Oh,
You know
that
what I
is
mean?
true.
So
So, like, it's Nintendo's approach
yeah,
to, like, the roguelike system.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so in that way, I see why they did it that way. Also, on the other end, with the Yoshi characters, maybe you're not as good with having one ability unlocked with the badge, or however they do it. This
Yeah.
way, you have a default character that does the basics of those things, and then you can probably add other stuff too to help you out. So it's like a buff for people that are not as good, give them a chance and they get a little bit more. Nintendo always does this, you know what I
The
mean?
family console. I
Yeah.
know. I
So
know.
But
Everybody
now
has
this is the
support.
only time I can see that why they would go that route with everybody, with the regular characters being the same, because they're
Yeah.
trying something different. So in that theory, like I get it now. Like normally I would have an attitude about it, but this time I'm
Mhm.
like, yeah, it makes sense. It's fine.
When you put it that way, yeah, I can't front on that. That sounds
but if the badge allows you to do the float, then won't people just fight over the badge instead of the character?
Not if each person gets their own badge.
So you get so you unlock one badge and you get, well, I mean, this wasn't clarified in
It
the trailer
wasn't,
at
but I'm
all.
assuming
So
that each character will have, access. Like each player will have
Ooh,
access to a badge.
that's a
That
good
wouldn't make
point.
sense. Like, because honestly, all right. So check it. Your point is valid, and I'm not saying it's not. But if they made it so only one person gets a
It
float
was locked
badge,
in,
then
right?
that's stupid. Then yeah, I hear what you're saying, and no, seriously, like I hear what you're saying, and I 100% agree. That's stupid. But if
Yeah.
they make it so like everybody can have it looked like everybody could have the same moves, because I think I saw a thing where like at least two of the people were doing like the floating jump with the
Mhm.
hats. So I mean, I think that's what it's gonna be like.
I
But if
hope.
if they don't do that, then yeah, Nintendo does Nintendo, right? We've been
Nintendo go
saying that.
Nintendo. That's fact.
We've been saying that for years.
one other thing I will say that I am excited about is that they're at least hitting all of the Mario tropes that I want them to hit. Because one thing I do want when I play a Mario game is a Mario game. So they
Yeah.
have the fire world, they have the cloud
Yep.
world, they have the ice world. I know sometimes people will say stuff like, "Man, we get new stuff and new designs," but this is what I play this game for at this
The
point,
fact.
is
Exactly.
to have this type of gameplay experience with some new twists on it, with some new power, with some new this, some new that. But I
Yeah.
also wanted those things that I expect from a Mario game to be there. So I was happy that those same types of stages and worlds are there, and we're gonna have unlockable stages, probably unlockable worlds, on that sorts of things. So I'm excited about that too. So I don't want to play. I want to play the Mario game that's new and fresh, but also brings me the things that I expect from the franchise.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I mean, honestly, like he's not wrong. I'm the same way. Like, look, just give me a Mario game. But on this end, it's also like I feel like this game is Nintendo's like how do I put this? It's like the ace up their sleeve, but not. They got the ace and the Joker, but this is just like them throwing that shit out first, because this game was probably just in case the Mario movie did well, they had something to follow up
Oh,
with it.
that was that was
Because this isn't
definite.
like the Mario game that I would expect that we could have, especially after Super Mario 3D World was so successful. Like,
That's
give me
true.
part two to that.
I
You
was
know,
shocked when I
this
saw
is
this. I was just like, "This is what I've been waiting for." Because
yeah,
to me, I'm sorry, you might hate this, but I don't like 3D Mario.
I
I
don't
Like
love
either.
for
3D. I
me,
love
Either.
3D
2D
Mario.
Mario for me, that's just what it is. That's Mario.
Yeah,
I don't need Mario in space doing the most. I don't need to see Mario's other side of his body. Like it's fine. Like I can play like
yeah.
this and be like having that comfort or whatever. But the innovation that they've done to make it look modern and still hold those classic attributes, that to me, that's what sold me on this one.
It's funny that you say that, because I definitely agree with that, but I think for me, the game that really turned my head toward that 3D era was Super Mario 64.
Mhm.
So as much as I agree with you, that's how Mario was back in the day with the side scrolling, and that is Mario, Super
Oh
Mario
yeah.
World, and all that. I definitely still feel like that, but I feel like because Super Mario 64 to me was such a iconic game, and like it really hit like my, it was like a big part of my
Oh, that was
childhood.
groundbreaking for
Yeah.
sure.
So 3D Mario to me is just as much classic Mario as 2D Mario. So, I kind of like, I like both. I prefer more
Hmm.
of the 3D world stuff, but I'll do the side scrolling stuff as long as it's good. I didn't like
Yeah.
New Super Mario Bros. And stuff like, because it felt like it was just the same game, just, Wii U version and
Yep.
this, that, and the third. And they weren't really innovative. Like this game actually looks like an actual game. Like they got
Yeah.
different moves, they got different, like it's not just cut and paste Mario. It's like, okay, we actually
Exactly.
decided to make a Mario game. Kind of like how the new Sonic game is. Like it looks like this is just an actual Sonic game versus just 2D Sonic. Just throw them in some levels and throw them in chemical plant zone and in Green Hill Zone for thousandth time and shit. Like,
Yeah,
bro, make a game. Jeez.
Facts.
I feel like with the 3D Mario versus the 2D Mario, I've always felt that 3D platforming in general is just really, really awkward. So it's
Mm,
not necessarily a
Mm.
Mario thing. I didn't like Uncharted very much for that exact reason. There's a lot of
Hmm.
games that I didn't really enjoy because of 3D platforming aspect. And one of the things I really enjoyed about Mario Galaxy was that it kind of solved that problem with the gravity, right? You don't
Ah,
actually have to
yeah.
do the 3D platforming because if you get close enough, we're going to pull you into the world anyways.
yeah.
And that was one of the reasons why that was one of the 3D Mario's I really did enjoy. So I actually have enjoyed the new Super Mario Bros. Games because they they gave me that platforming thing that I wanted, the 2D
Hmm.
platform that I wanted.
Mm.
And when I saw Mario Wonder being announced, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I want. Because and this might be a hot take, but I did not like Mario Odyssey at all. Like
Me
Mm.
neither.
everything that JV saying about how New Super Mario Brothers felt like copy and paste. That's
Yes.
how Mario Odyssey felt to me. And I was actually looking, so I was really excited when they announced this new 2D game because I was like, okay, I finally have a Mario game to play on the Switch that I'm going to enjoy. Because I honestly just watched my son play Odyssey. I played it for like 15 minutes. Of like, all right, you beat this for me, and just watch him beat it. Honestly,
That's
I'm
funny.
done with this.
right?
I don't know. For me, like I said, like because the 3D is so, like 3D platform to me was solidified with Super Mario 64. So any
Hmm.
game that followed after that, like I've only gotten better and better at it. So to the point where like 3D platforming to me is as much of a thing as like 2D platforming. It's just like if you watch boxing and you love boxing, but you watch
Yeah,
MMA, like I love both.
I do
Like
too.
you know what I mean? Like for real, I get in the ring, I box it out with somebody, but like MMA, I'd like to fight like that too. Like I like both. You know what I mean? So it's like
Oh yeah, for sure.
I can't say like, and I get it because everybody has their way. Like, and that's probably why Nintendo does. That's honestly, that's probably why we got Super Mario Wonder the way we did, because they probably want to
People were, yeah,
yeah,
it's a
bridge the
fact.
gap between like
There
people like
was,
me and
yeah,
Jam. Yeah, like,
exactly.
oh,
There
you don't
was
like
a need
3D
for
Mario?
it.
You're
I
good.
feel like I don't want to say it was like a halfway project for them. They probably had it in the works and was thinking like we should do another one just for the hell of it because we can. But
Yeah,
people still enjoy that experience, so why not?
I'm still waiting for the Mario game, right? 3D, 3D world, like innovation. I'm still
Wow.
waiting for the Mario game that's basically like how Fortnite is. You throw your people in the world and they run
Bruh.
around and do stuff. You know what I mean? Like we are like Super Mario 3D World was a step toward that, but it still was kind of, if you're off the screen, you're not with us. I'm waiting for the game where you could just be in a world like Breath of the Wild or Fortnite or something like that with
Now
other
he wanted a
players and
simulation
and
Mario
and do
game.
your
Now
thing. You know what I mean?
Nintendo's probably over there sweating like, listen, we're trying.
No, they're
They're
not. No,
Shit,
no, they're not.
like, listen,
I
we're giving
doubt they're
you this.
sweating. They're probably more like
Relax.
they're probably more like, do we want to make it? Do we need to? That's the
They
worst
know they
part.
can make it. That's the thing. They're just
You know
not
what?
going to because
And
they're safe.
that brings me to the next point where, okay, you want me to get all excited about it, and I'm excited. So you got the excitement. Now you get the rant where me and Jam just
God.
do our fusion dance and form Negatron. But long story short, what the hell was up with the fucking online play?
It's not
That
ready.
pissed me off.
It's not ready.
That pissed, no, it doesn't
To
exist.
me,
It does not exist.
If
That's
you
the
knew it
part that
wasn't
pisses me
ready
off.
and it's half baked, do not even put that in the presentation. Period.
Bro, they
Don't
gave
even
us
mention it. Possibly, if you want to be cute, do a little flash at the end, and then have us waiting for the next one.
they
Because
basically gave us the fucking player ghosts, the time course
Bro.
ghosts,
yes,
as the multiplayer, and they're like, oh, it's live action. The hell it is.
No,
Why
it's
don't you
not.
just actually let this person be in my game?
I don't
That's
think
a
it's a
fact.
matter of like it not being ready. And since after I watched the direct this morning, I really spent a lot of time trying to think about why they made this choice, right? Because I mean, the only difference between having standard online play right now and what they implemented is that you can't interact with the other player.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! And their
And
interface for online is trash.
oh
Yeah,
yes,
it's really
yes, yes,
bad.
absolutely. But like I feel like it's some sort of design choice that Nintendo continually makes that they do not want
Yes,
people interacting with other people online.
it's the user
They
experience
continue
choice. You're right.
they
You're right.
continue to make that choice. And it's like why? And
They,
maybe part of it I'm sorry,
oof.
go ahead.
No. You're right. You're on it. You're literally on it. We've had this discussion, me and JV, before. I don't even know if it was
Yeah.
offline or on the actual podcast, but Nintendo's reputation when it comes to talking and communication, they always tend to keep it very family friendly. Oh, wait, pause.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nintendo's coming for us. If you don't hear from us,
Nintendo.
the ninjas are coming. The ninjas are coming.
But when it comes to like just straight up, let's make something that is available for public consumption while keeping a safe and moderated type of online experience, they don't want to buy into that. That's a lot of money for them.
You know what's funny? You're exactly right about that. And the crazy part to me is I get it, but
Yeah.
also I don't get it because it's
Because grow
2020.
up, Nintendo.
Yeah,
Grow up.
exactly. It's and let's be real, it's 2023, and this system already has games that, like, if I play Mario Kart with somebody, they can add me, and
Yeah.
if you play Pokemon Unite with somebody about 3 or 4 times, they can send you a message online and be like, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, who are you actually protecting? And then not even
Themselves
that.
from liability. They do not want to be liable for your children talking to adults. I'm sorry. I have to say it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's just what it is.
But see, then the problem is, right? Why would you make it so they can see random people in their game instead of seeing people they actually know on their friends list? If you want to keep it safe, just make it so you can't play with only anybody else if they're not your friend. Versus, let me go play online with some dude that he doesn't know me, but if he sees my gamer tag, he can find me. Like, come on, like, what are you thinking?
And like,
I'd rather play with somebody I do know than some random person I don't know. Even just, I mean, I'm different. I'm older. That they're gonna know is JVSmooth is whatever. But like, if I got a kid and it's like, oh, like, you got a random, a rare gamer tag or something, they're gonna know who this person is. You're not really protecting anybody.
You're not protecting them, right?
Because they don't want to hear us bitching about friend codes again. Because they already did
friend
that.
codes. The friend code system is already like weird as hell. Like you need a friend code to add somebody, but certain games you play, you could just add them and they just approve it. So that argument isn't even there because back when it was on the Wii and the Wii U, you had to have both.
Yep.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean that they don't want us. They don't want everyone gave them so much grief about friend codes. Like what you're describing is like you can only interact with your friends, right? And basically what friend codes was. And there's like we just don't want to deal with that again, right? We're just going to give you this gimped online experience that is
it's so stupid.
Basically the entire thing, except again you just can't interact with other players, and that seems to be how Nintendo.
They literally gave us. Sorry, go ahead.
No, how they operate their online system. Like they're just doing everything they can to actually prevent interaction between players. And
they literally gave us the 2013 Super Mario World race ghosts. Like that was the online. No, literally, I had it for the Wii U. And the online experience for Super Mario 3D World was that you go online, you get a little time ghost, how they have in the game, and you race against them in the world. That was literally it. It's like 10 years later, that's the same thing we get.
That's so
wild. It's the From Software thing without being able to actually invade each other's worlds. It's just like,
that's weird though.
Why did they do this? Why did they take out the actual part of it?
You know what's going to be funny? if the new Sonic game that comes out,
Mm.
which looks amazing, if that comes out with a decent online gameplay with actual people, it's really going to be like, whoa, what are you doing, Nintendo? Because let's be real, that game's going to be on the Switch too.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
you could say, oh, Nintendo, but if that game is on a Switch with online play as well, what are y'all doing?
They're
It
doing
ain't
what
the
they
Switch.
doing what they do, because at the end of the day, this is the eternal problem with Nintendo, is that game's going to sell 30 million copies regardless if it has online play or not.
Oh yeah,
That is a
And
yeah.
fact. So that to
that
them it proves that it's a success. Like
it
no,
doesn't matter. Like how many how many podcasts are being recorded right now saying this exact same thing.
you
All
already
of them.
know.
And then this game is going to sell
All of
30
them.
million copies anyways.
That's a
All of them.
fact.
So Nintendo's
Regardless.
going to be
They're all
like,
saying
all right,
that.
cool. You guys got your audience, you got your views, we got our money. Everybody's happy.
Yep.
That is so wild. Ladies and gentlemen, all that to say, Nintendo is always about that bag, and they've always been about that bag. But when it comes to innovation and stepping it up in certain realms via online play, they got some work to do.
Nintendo's like, oh, online play, that's for the lessers to do.
We don't do that over here.
Xbox, PlayStation, you can have it. Okay, we don't need it. Clearly.
No, we don't talk to each other online.
Right.
Oh my god.
All right. So speaking of online play,
Great
let's
slight
go.
segue, right?
Let's go segue. I know. So not
Tiddaloo,
subtle, but
tiddaloo,
let's
tiddaloo.
do it.
Yep.
Sony price increase.
Yay, as in nay.
Boo. So just a little bit of background. Sony is raising the price of the yearly subscription for PlayStation Plus across all plans in September. Subscribers can expect to pay at least $20 more annually at the base level known as PlayStation Plus Essential. But that's not all, folks. I'll just go through like the tier list just so you have like the scoop. For PlayStation Plus Essential for a year, that'll be $79.99, please. PlayStation Plus Extra, that'll be $134.99, please.
Jeez, crazy.
PlayStation Plus Premium for the big ballers out there, that'll be $159.99.
I know this is probably just speaking for myself, but there's a joke they used to say, "Oh, we know who we robbing tonight." Like
Everybody,
anybody got a PlayStation 5, you better close your doors, bro.
Sony, what is happening? Are you guys well? Like, what is happening?
Jeez, boy.
So I bet Sony watched that direct today, right? And was like, "Yup, they're about to pay for this online, no matter what." Because what are you gonna do? You're gonna go look at a bunch of ghosts on the Switch, or you go play with 5 people on Xbox? You ain't doing either one of those things. You about to go pay for this PlayStation Plus so you can play with your friends, just like we know you're going to.
Yeah.
And
That's a fact, because you want to be online.
yeah,
It's literally the lifeblood of a console these days. Next to each other, especially with this random weirdo COVID variant that's going around now. Who knows what the hell's gonna happen with that if we're gonna be under quarantine again? Couch play,
right.
I mean, it's a thing, but it's not as consistent as it used to be. So we
not
all look
only
forward to online play.
not only that, but there are so many games now that are explicitly designed to not have couch play.
That's a
And
fact.
you mentioned Fortnite earlier, JV. You can, I guess, play that with. Do they still have split screen in Fortnite?
Ooh, that's a good
I don't
question.
even think they have that, dude.
They had it for a while. No, they did have it for a
They
while.
did? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know if they still have it or not, but it like drops the frame rate to like 30 FPS, so no one plays it.
Ew.
But
Yeah.
so like for a lot of games, there just isn't even that online that couch co-op mode anymore. So online play is the only way you can interact with other people in a lot of those games. GTA 5 being maybe one of the best examples of that, right?
Period.
You can't play with someone on 2 controllers couch in that game. You have to play online with someone else. So first of all, I'm very not happy about this increase in price as someone who pays for 2 PlayStation.
Oh no!
They got you like that? Ugh, disgusting.
I pay for my son, and
You're
I
good,
gave
Dad.
my PlayStation to my friend's son, so I still maintain that one.
Oh
So
yeah.
I paid for two of them. So it's like, oof, right? That's first of all.
Yo, that's
Better than
wild
me.
that they didn't even come out with like some kind of family plan because I'm
Yeah,
sure you're not the only
exactly.
one that's doing that. So
Exactly.
I'll
wow.
say this: Nintendo, the family company.
Yeah, I know,
Sony,
right?
so,
Sony's like, you on your own. You bought
Sony,
this? You got a
Sony's for the hard,
PS5? Bet.
Sony's for the hardcore 22-year-olds
Like
that
you
are
got
playing
PS5 money. You can pay
and keep paying. Like,
$159.
Like,
Like
we know you like these waifus. Now get on here and buy this subscription so you can play these games. You know what they're
yo,
doing.
so
that is
that
wild.
that hurts for first of all, but second of all, just trying to understand like from an actual trying to take a step back from it for a second, right?
Hmm.
Okay, these games are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
Yes.
They're putting more and more load on servers. And in the case of some of these games, GTA being another great example, right? How long has that game been online for? 10 years?
More.
Whoo,
You
strong,
know, like
strong. They just released an update. What, a month or two ago?
Yesterday. What you talking about?
Oh,
GTA was released in 2013.
excuse me. See, I'm not even up to date on the newer
We
stuff,
still be
and I
playing
know.
GTA. I still be robbing
That's
folks.
what I'm
Just a
saying. I
side
still be
update.
playing
Lady
it, but
G
that's what I'm
still
saying.
robs
Like,
people and beats people up online. So yes,
yeah, it's an
it's
amazing
still
game.
active.
Yeah.
so
Still looks great.
I'm willing to concede that there are increased costs that are associated with maintaining these games over time, right? I'll concede that. But
Maybe.
and maybe, yeah, okay. But for the sake of argument, I'll concede it. But the thing that is increasingly frustrating to me is not just this price increase,
Mm.
but then also the way that they tiered the system in the first place,
Yes.
where
Yeah.
it seems like over time they're just this service is becoming more and more costly and more problematic to maintain from a consumer standpoint
Mm-hmm.
from all these decisions aggregating, right? Not
Yeah.
just this one price increase, but also that which was a price increase, a backdoor price increase when they
Mm-hmm.
tiered the system, right? And we can probably count on another price increase next year.
Oh, for sure.
So we're looking at a situation where we're paying more for consoles,
Mm-hmm.
paying more for games, paying more for accessories, and paying more for online service, right?
Yeah.
And I just got to the point now. I actually earlier this year I lost my PlayStation in a fire, and so I just kind of switched over to playing games on PC. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been kind of shocked at how much cheaper it is
Don't be
for
shocked.
for
Welcome.
all
We
host of
welcome
reasons.
you. We
Like
welcome you. Don't be
Steam has
shocked.
a
Yeah.
sale every other week.
Hello. That's a Fendi, and even with Steam not having a sale, I can still get games next to nothing. Period.
So
Without
it's
Steam, I don't even need Steam. He needs help, like literally since
yeah,
forever. I'm completely like
Whoever's
play what
listening,
you want.
Jenny means actually,
Don't be
paying
saying
money
my
for
government on here. Hello,
all of her
you mean lady?
purchases. The views
Uh-uh.
of Jenny are not reflected. Lady
right.
G.
But like
Now the views of me coming from a PC perspective primarily, but I still mess with consoles just for like, the exclusives and like stuff that's just more fun to play on a console. Of course, but that whole subscription based model just to get the fuck online on top of me paying monthly for my router, why? To me
right,
was all like what are y'all paying for, huh?
Yeah.
right.
The price of games is going up to the point where it's damn near $100 for the
They
base.
are $100. Like I mean,
Yeah.
at the point now that DLC is so intrinsic to the model for the game, and
Such that's a
I don't
free
even
crime.
but I don't even mean that as a negative, right? Like I'm actually one of the few people who do think that the DLC model, all things considered, actually isn't that terrible. As someone who remembers spending $80 twice for Street Fighter 2 three different
Mhm.
times, if you know what I mean.
Jeez.
So I'm not completely against the idea of the DLC model.
Yeah.
However, when
Mhm.
you factor in that DLC that you are going to buy with
Yep.
the game, yes, games do cost $100 now,
Oh, for
right?
Yeah.
sure.
And
Yeah.
Because you don't want
so
to be the one that doesn't have the expansion pack. Like, come on now.
exactly. And if
Exactly.
you like the game, you're gonna buy the content, right? And
That's true.
they build in the DLC into the production cycle, so they know
Yes.
that at this point this thing is coming out, so recouping costs in this way, right?
The
All
seasonal
that,
model that they love
right,
so much
right.
now.
All that said, and so like when I got to PC and I saw that in many different ways you can save so much more money
Mhm.
by doing it this way, and we're moving in a direction where more and more console games aren't exclusive anymore.
Yep.
Like Sony is putting their first party games on PC pretty consistently. You're getting, even like obscure JRPGs, you're getting 2K, you're getting Madden, you're getting, all these games are now actually starting to migrate more and more towards PC. I think Final Fantasy 16 is getting a PC release eventually, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so like now it's starting to be like, well, why am I buying a console? Why am I paying for
All you're buying is a
PlayStation
mini
Plus?
PC, low key.
Yeah, yeah, like why am I buying a console and paying for all these other things when I could just do it on my computer for a lot cheaper? Of course,
Well, the
the
thing
PC
is
has the
too.
upfront cost though.
Yeah,
That's the hard part.
for sure.
The thing is too. You got to remember. The problem with the PC has always been the same problem. Everybody doesn't understand and or have the access to certain things to actually make some of these games a thing, let alone run well.
Oh, that's
So
easy. Just have a kid. Gabriel shows me everything about how to use a computer. just have a kid. They'll show you everything about it.
yeah, no, and I feel you on that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Especially
Like I feel
now.
you on that.
Especially now. Like if
Yeah,
it was back in the 90s and shit when we were playing LAN parties and stuff, then yeah,
yeah,
accessibility zero then.
Right.
and that's
Like
the thing
need
that
to know basis type stuff. But now
yeah.
I feel like it's a lot more easily to attain, of course, but it's kind of like the form factor. You really can't beat a console that I can pick up, put on my TV, take it away, and then go on a freaking trip with. Like you
Very
can't
Yeah,
beat
true.
yeah,
that.
Very true. Very true.
yeah, and it's just crazy because that's the thing I was talking about. Like even going back to like Nintendo and stuff, it's like they don't understand how it's almost like they don't understand or they don't care
Hmm.
what this new wave of gamers or gaming or the next generation, whatever you want to call it, are capable of, let alone what they like. You know what I mean? Like people
Yeah.
have no problem, like you said, booting up a game on PC. And I can't play this. I can't play Zelda on Switch. I'll go play it on PC, and they're probably like, "Oh, I hate you." And it's like, yeah, but that's the normal thing for these kids.
True.
Online play is a normal thing. It's like my nieces and nephews, I love them to death. They'll come over, they'll play some Mario Kart or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, they're playing Roblox on their phones. They
That's a
don't give
fact.
a
They don't care.
damn about couch co-op. They're couch co-op together, online together.
True.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's like a new thing for them. And the crazy part is, I think PlayStation, one of the reasons for them upping that price is because that whole battle with was it Activision or in Xbox, that whole thing they were going through just recently.
Hmm.
And I think they're worried now that they're not, the exclusive stuff is kind of going away, so they're losing on that. And a lot of their IPs that are good, like you said, people just get that shit on a computer now.
Yeah.
So it's like they're not gonna have that same polarity when it comes to gaming, where everybody flocks to PlayStation because they get exclusives first and they get this, that, and the third. It's like nowadays, you could probably get that on any system you get, and half the time they'd rather either pick the easier one or be on PC. You know what I mean? And so it's like I'm guessing they're like, oh well, we gotta get this money somehow. Let's just up the price for no reason, but piss everybody off and get over here, get over here and get this money because we know they're gonna pay for it. I mean, half the problem is or a solution is that there are people who are able and willing to buy the PlayStation 5 even as much as it costs and all the crazy stuff that came
Man,
with it. They know
okay.
they're gonna pay. They know they're gonna get them.
Let me tell you something petty. This is a petty side story of mine. I was holding out for a PlayStation 5 Pro because I didn't see the need or
Mm-hmm.
wanted to upgrade because, I mean, exclusives or so-called exclusives, I could just wait for those. I wasn't like, oh my god, I need to play this. But unfortunately, you know what comes out this year? Spider-Man. I love
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man. Literally, Insomniac is one of my favorite developers when it comes to
They're
games.
really
So
good.
I'm
And
literally
Spider-Man
going to
1 was
buy them.
great. Yep.
Period. So it's just like, fuck, man, I don't want to wait a year to have to go buy this on PC,
Exactly.
which I'm going to do anyway. But
Yep.
I just went ahead
Um,
and bought the damn Spider-Man
And,
PS5.
and that's what I'm saying. Like
Like I
as
feel
long
embarrassed to say that shit, but it's just like,
no,
yo,
no, don't, because
ugh,
that's the whole reason I got my
yo,
PlayStation, and that's the whole reason I haven't gotten some of the newer Spider-Man stuff and Miles Morales and stuff because I want to
so
play it on a
good.
PS5, and I don't have that. But at this point, I'm kind of like I don't care. The majority of games that are coming out that I do like,
Yeah,
I can play on
you
my
can play
Xbox
something
Series
else.
X
There it is.
or the Nintendo exclusive, or push come to shove, I got a PC.
Yeah,
gaming PC now. It's a laptop, but whatever. I'll go in there and do my thing.
that's
So
fine.
it's you can do that all you want, Sony, but one day Spider-Man will be free.
And
Eventually. But yeah.
Eventually.
for me, it's like, yeah, that's the other thing too, is that eventually all these games will be free through PS Plus. And we're
Mhm.
complaining about the price increase, right? Which is still a really good, a legit complaint. The thing with gaming and the thing about like how this industry on the consumer side works too is that all you really have to do is wait, and
Yeah.
everything becomes
Yes.
cheaper and everything becomes a lot more accessible. But it's
Hmm.
it's it's like, how badly do you want to play it? How badly do you
Yeah,
want to be part of that cultural moment when it comes out, which is a real thing. That's a real thing.
that's fair.
To
That's
talk to
very
people
Oh,
fair.
about this
listen,
game
these
because
video game companies have capitalized off of FOMO forever.
Guess what? It has
Forever.
crossplay. Like what?
what
Yep.
I mean, because what am I going to do? Talk to you? Okay, so Lady G, am I going to talk to you about Spider-Man in 3 years when it comes out?
I know,
When it comes out
exactly.
on
Like no, 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 no.
PlayStation
What are the
Plus?
spoilers? Like what?
So
Like ma'am, no.
that's a real thing. I primarily play fighting games, so you
Hmm.
want to wait 3 years to play this game? Good luck,
No.
bro. But
Mhm.
like, but you just got to find that sweet spot. And for me, it's always been when the redesign comes out
Yes.
for the Sony systems. I'll wait till the redesign because then it comes down in price and stuff like that, and they're a lot more available.
Hmm.
So I'll wait for that. But these increasing costs, like the PlayStation Plus and stuff like that, that's still going to be part of it going forward. So
Yes.
how much are you saving going if you wait for those redesigns, for those game sales, for those Steam sales, or no, excuse me, not Steam. If you're waiting for those game sales and for this to show up online free, when you still have these costs that continue to increase, and like, mark my words. I know you remember JV, but mark my words. We're gonna get another price increase next year. This is the second
Oh,
year in a
I
row
already
we've
know
seen
That's
this
a
about it.
increase.
fact.
Yeah, I already know
So
about that. It's
it's
not even a
it's really kind of becoming a thing where it's like you said earlier, JV, about not buying games that you don't want to play because you just don't have the financial investment for it. This is now
Hmm.
becoming like you need a second job to be a gamer.
Listen,
True.
man, I was one of those people during that pandemic time trying to find a PS5, and I
Oh
literally could
boy.
only find one for my nephew. And I said,
Mm.
look, as long as he got it, because he deserves it. He's a good kid.
Oh.
But the stuff I had to go through to get that, and I was only able to really just get the one for him. And he's grateful. My sister's grateful. We hooked it up, but I just gave up after that. And at
Hmm.
some point, I didn't have the money for it anyway. And then the thing that I was better off getting for myself was I ended up getting an Xbox Series X, which was actually more available at that point.
Sure
Even though they
was.
were they were kind of going through the same thing too, but the availability was a lot more. You know, it was there. During that
Hmm.
time, whereas like PS5, they were like, "Yeah, good luck, buddy." Like I
Microsoft will
literally
pay
had
you to
to
buy a Series X.
Yeah.
basically like the things I had to do to find that PS5 was like, good God, bro.
Yeah. That's Sony's fault for that completely.
And then they had the nerve
That was
to even raise the price on it when
yep.
people went to go get it. They're like, oh yeah, you can get it, but you have to get it in a bundle, and the bundle's like,
Wild.
X amount of money, and it's like, what the fuck? And luckily, my sister had it, because
Hmm.
I couldn't help her at that time. The only thing I could do was just find the damn thing, and I was like, yo, I'm good. Like, and what was I gonna do it for at that point? Just to play Miles
Just to have
Morales.
it.
Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
love Miles Morales, but
See,
I can
that's
play
the
that
thing.
later.
I waited for Miles Morales. I was like, cool, this is great. Sonic, I love you, but this is literally just DLC for Spider-Man 1.
Yeah,
I
like
still
I was
love
like,
the
oh
game, don't get
yeah,
me wrong, but I was like, I can wait for this. So yeah, I
yeah.
wasn't really pressed. And again, I'm like, I'm not going from a pro just to a 5. I'm just like, let me see if they come out with a pro. Waited.
Shoot,
Oh, we're gonna come out
Jet.
with this version. Waited again. I was like,
Yep.
okay, clearly I can't wait anymore. So guess I
And
gotta
it's
do
funny
it.
too, because I've been a PlayStation guy when it suits me or the need arises. Jam will tell you, like, I've never been a PlayStation guy. If anything, I've always been Nintendo, Sega, a Dream, Xbox, if anything. Because I'm not gonna lie to
Hmm.
you, they won me over when it came to online play when I first got an Xbox 360, and like that whole experience back then was, Lady G can testify. It was
Yeah.
good back in the beginning, and it reeled me in. Like they really
Uh-huh.
did good with the online. So I'm always gonna have a love for them. But it's funny because I never really needed a PlayStation and or wanted it until I actually needed it. And the only reason I even got the last one was because of Street Fighter V, because it was only on PlayStation.
My condolences.
They locked you in.
Yeah, they got me. If that game had came out for the Xbox, I'd have never got a PS4.
Fun
And the sad
fact.
part about it is it's kind of collecting dust now until I get a PS5.
Listen, hello?
Jeez.
Here's a fun fact. The reason why Street Fighter didn't come out for Xbox is because Microsoft didn't want to do crossplay for it.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't what is it? What's the little phrase from was it the Bond movie? He was like, that wasn't our finest moment.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, I love Xbox. They have made mistakes. But you know what's funny? You can say what you want about them, but a lot of their mistakes, for the most part, if they know they're outright wrong, they will course correct really
They'll
fast.
fix it. Exactly.
Because
They're
remember
not
that whole
afraid to be
presentation?
like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. Remember that
Okay.
whole thing with the whole Connect being like the main reason, like way to
Bro.
control the system, and people are like, hell no, I don't
Because
wanna do
that is listen, I still have mine literally mounted on my TV right now.
They
I
walked
refuse.
that back. They walked that decision back. What is it? Was it like a week
Bro.
later? It wasn't even like a month later. They walked that decision back. They said, yeah,
Crazy.
you don't need it. But they tried it though. They tried it.
Listen, if you still have your Connect, just know, don't sell it. That is a powerful piece
That is
of
a
hardware
powerful-
you have.
yeah,
Do not
yeah.
sell it. Don't be like, oh, I'm just gonna get it's collecting dust. Let it collect dust.
Yeah.
You have some very high-end technology there on your hand. You can do so much with your damn Connect.
Some whale will want it in another like 10 years or
Listen,
so.
keep
And
your
they'll pay
Connect.
a lot of money for it. And I got
That's
mine ready to
offending.
go.
That is a Fendi.
I will sell
Wow.
that shit with the. What do you want? 1 million? Here you go, sir.
Bet, got it.
Here you go. Don't even.
All the
won't even
original
bat an
cables
eye.
and pieces.
Yep.
There it is. But yeah, Sony is gonna Sony. Money, it's a crazy increase, but I'm hoping, along with the projected increases that Jam
know,
is
right?
thinking of next year, that they do come out with some affordable solutions for people who, do have more than one account or want to maintain their accounts with like some more flexibility. Because this is just the tier system already within itself is weird, but this is
Yeah.
OD. It's OD.
It is.
Just to be online.
Yeah, it just feels like, and people have had this conversation for a while, that like gaming is heading in this increasingly unsustainable direction in terms of just development costs, sales costs, online infrastructure costs. We've got to come to some sort of point, both as consumers, honestly, yes, and as companies, and say, maybe we don't need to see the hairs coming out of, this character's nose. Like, maybe we don't need that. Then we can start to bend this cost curve a little bit, because, it's getting crazy. It's getting really, really crazy.
That's a fact.
I agree with you, but I shudder at that fact, because then every time you say that shit, then Nintendo just sits over there and starts grinning and shit like, oh yeah, we know graphics.
Oh, y'all
don't matter,
willing to
right?
pay what?
Graphics don't matter, right? So I can give you this
Y'all
game
want
for
another 1080p console?
I can give you this game at 30 FPS and you can be all right? I'm
I just want a special edition Switch because we ain't about to update this again? Okay.
Oh, man.
Child.
I was so mad when I saw that that red Switch.
That's it.
Like, yo, get this out of my face.
Yo, I saw that shit and I just laughed, because I'm like,
dead ass.
What for? You know what? At this point,
who is this for? Right.
Why would I even get this?
Unless you're a collector, I don't see why.
Secondly, I know your new system's around the corner. Nice try.
Fendi. That's
nice
their
try.
last, basically,
yeah, you're trying to unload the rest of your inventory. Exactly. Nice try. Because you got me like that with the damn 3DS.
Yo.
And I'm not falling for it again.
Oh, remember the micro GBA?
Bro, don't even get me started.
Nintendo, yeah, your next Switch is gonna have to be a hitter for me to be like, I'm interested, because
yeah. See, the worst part
don't
about
even support that technology, so
the worst part
got a
about
ways to go.
Yeah, the worst part about it is like I literally tried to dodge that OLED, because I'm like, okay, the new Switch is around the corner, and then a year or two passed and it still hasn't shown up. I'm like, damn, I could have got an OLED and just rocked with that, because I love my Switch, but she's up there. She's up there.
Rock with it. I don't feel like it's like the OLED wasn't that groundbreaking.
It wasn't, but if I had known that,
man, I need
what
one.
I mean? Yeah.
I told JV we're not getting a new Nintendo console until Mario Kart 8 DLC stops selling.
He's
That's
probably
gonna
right.
be never. That shit is still selling.
We're never getting one. Why?
Oh my
Why
god! Don't
Yeah.
say
why would they
that.
ever do that?
It's never gonna stop selling.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it is like, even like Jim's right, because let's be real, like if that wasn't a situation, why the
Yo.
hell would they show that red Mario at the end of that Super Mario Wonder?
Exactly.
It's like, why are you
Yo.
showing me this, bro? I need to hear new Switch talk.
Period.
Nah.
Show me that model.
Get ready to race on Donut Plains 4, bro.
Rainbow Road 17 and shit.
Yo. I can't. All right. So transitioning to what are y'all playing right now?
Oh. Oh, sorry. Hi,
Am I
JVSmooth
not
here
able to
again.
laugh? Hello?
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This last couple of months has been amazing for me when it comes to gaming. And that being said, Tears of the Kingdom is leading the charge.
Nice.
Game's phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal. Like if you like a game, where you can be immersed in a world, action, Zelda, sword fighting, any of that, monsters, dragons, whatever you name it, you like all of that, and you don't mind 30 FPS if you play on a Switch, then you're good to go. No, but seriously, regardless of all that game is amazing. Like it gets Nintendo back to its roots. Yeah, it gets Nintendo back to its roots of actually having a game to be fun and immersive without really having to worry about, like Jam said, seeing Link's nose hairs and shit.
Yeah.
And that being said, though, the game does look amazing. If you gave that game any type of graphical boost or anything like that, it would destroy the whole gaming world, because it would easily be game of the year. Like it's like they're almost like, we'll give you guys a chance to be good games too by just giving this all 30 FPS, because the minute that game gets any type of significant HD boost or FPS boost or anything like that, even just a damn DLC, game of the year, game of the next 2 years, easily. That game has so much content to it with just a base game. When's the last time you played a game that just came out as itself without a promise of a roadmap, of a DLC or nothing, and it was just good and full? I'm playing this game. Well, I'm on my second playthrough for the stream. Shout out to JVSmooth on Twitch. But anyway, shameless plug. but seriously though, like I'm on my second playthrough and I'm not having any less of a time than I did the first time I played it.
That's what's up.
And I don't see myself getting tired of it. Although it's a huge game, I never felt at any point in this game I'm like, they cut a corner here or they cut a corner there. It's more like, okay, I'm gonna go do this mission. It's probably gonna take me like an hour, and it's like 2 days later. It's like, geez, this game.
It's a complete game.
It's a complete game. There's so much to it. And there was so much they did not tell us or show us. It was probably the smartest move I've seen them doing. I don't even know how many years. And as a Zelda game, oh my God, don't even get me started. It's the best Zelda game I've ever played. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're just saying. No, I'm serious. As a true Zelda fan who's, you know me, guys. I've beaten all of them. I've played all of them. I know them all. Yeah, I know them all like the back of my hand. This one is the first one I've played that's taken all the good stuff over the years of every single Zelda in the core of it and just ran with it. This was the game I was looking for back when, Skyward Sword was coming out, and it just, I don't want to get into that. And I was looking for some type of fix for Zelda because there wasn't really a game like that out. And other than that, it was like, what, Skyrim? You know what I mean? And this was the game that I was looking for back then. Like if this had came out during that time, oh my God, I probably wouldn't have bought an Xbox, And so, yeah, that game is phenomenal. I've still been playing, a little bit of Unite and Monster Hunter. Those games are still amazing. But Street Fighter 6 is another one that just took the same idea and just ran with it. They actually gave us a game. The game is solid as far as the Street Fighter stuff goes, the fighting and the battle hub and all that. But then they gave us World Tour. World Tour is just friggin' fun. You just go, make a character, go in there and beat people up. And, go do the story stuff, I guess, but on the way you can go beat people up on the streets. Like it's a Street Fighter game. I cannot stress this enough. And then you could train under any of the masters that you want, Ryu, Chun-Li, whoever. it's just fun. It wasn't even something I expected, and it's like, wow, this shit is actually good. It doesn't need to be phenomenal because we didn't even need that, but I'll take it.
I'm glad that they did that. That way it's enjoyable and it's not just like a
It's
one-off game. Kind of how we were
man,
speaking about earlier, like the game you play for 2 days, put it down to forget about it.
yeah,
Because a lot of these games that are coming out, mm,
yeah. It's so funny because like World Tour mode to me is, let's say you want to play Street Fighter, but you don't want to play Street Fighter. It's perfect. You take your little character in there, put a little outfit on them, do whatever you
mm,
want. Go, you can be and it's like it's the way of making the game custom mode. So I don't know if you guys played other Street Fighters. Well, I know Jam has, LadiiGi, I think you have too, but I'm talking more for the audience. Other Street Fighter games have had, not too many,
mm,
or Street Fighter-ish games like Rival School, stuff like that. They've had systems where you could kind of like create a character a little bit, or like,
right.
customize a little, but not, they don't always dive too much into it. This is the first time in a long time that you can actually have that. So you can have your character run around, male, female, non-binary, whatever you want to do, and you can have them with any style that they want. You can mix up moves. You can have them do Ryu's fireball with Ken's Shoryuken, with Chun-Li's, spinning bird kick, and just run around beating people up. It's fun. It's genius. What the heck, man? You know. And then you can take that same character and bring it into the battle hub and fight people with them.
That's what's up.
You know, you can have your regular Street Fighter fights with your regular characters, going hard, being a try hard, trying to be, diamond rank or whatever. Or you
Oh
can just take your
God.
custom character and go in there and, hey, meet me in the battle hub with our custom characters. Let me fight with these silly looking characters. Like, if you've seen some of these characters that these
Hmm.
people have made too, that's another level of hilariousness. Like, I just cannot. Some of these characters, I just can't stop laughing when I see them. I'm just like, you created that character and it's hilarious, but I love it. And they let you have
And
that. They let you
well, the
have that.
expansion of character creation, I should say, that's like a. I don't want to say that's something that they should have done, but having it as playable and basically malleable as it is, that's very cool. And that way you're not just locked into one game mode. No, okay, that's it.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's a really cool aspect. I like that they kind of like innovated, especially now.
Yeah.
With all the character creation models and tools that we have in different games, it's kind of nice to see them implement that into a fighting game.
The crazy part is, it's so, I don't know how to explain this. It's so unique and peak at the same time, whereas like, or in depth, involved, whatever you want to call it. Nobody's really talking about it, but it's there. Like World Tour, if you actually look at it and dissect it, that's a whole game by itself. And then on top of that, the character creation, and I don't think a lot of people are talking about it, so maybe we should. You know that this is the first time I've seen character creation where, depending on how you created your character, affects what they actually can do or can't
Hmm.
do. So, like, if your character's short, they might get hit, blah, blah, blah. If they're tall, they might have this, that, and third. If their arms are long, they have more reach. If their arms are short, they have less reach. If their arms are big, they hit harder with punches. If they're weak, same thing. If their legs are bigger, their kicks are stronger. And then
Hmm.
on top of that, you have the whole like armor system that most games have now, where it's like, if I have this shirt on, it gives me +7 defense, or it gives me this attribute. It's this whole game in itself. And then there's Street Fighter. Like, what the? Why is nobody talking about this? But I also realize it's not something that the majority of the Street Fighter player base probably cares for and or really asks for. So they probably just, you'll go in the battle hub and Jam will tell you, you'll see people that just have the default created character. Like, they really don't care. They just want to play Street Fighter matches and grind, and that's cool. But then you got people that come in there with their little characters, and you can tell they played World Tour mode because they have the bats the bat wings you can get, little outfits and stuff that you get when you beat the game or if you progress through it. And it's just amazing, man. I've spent as much time in the battle hub and playing people and ranked and all that as I have just going on World Tour, running around doing the story mode. The story mode is actually really good. Playing with the masters, and like I said, just run around. Sometimes I just, I'm telling you, sometimes I just run around in the world and just beat people up on the streets. That's all I do. Just run around fighting thugs, fighting random people on the street, just run around just beating them up. It's the
Oh
most
my
fun
God.
I've ever had in a game in a long time. I cannot stress this enough. Hey, this dude's in the street walking down the street. Just come here. Let me just destroy you in your jaw real quick. It's fun. It's
Yeah,
fun.
I'll jump in there. I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter 6 as well, but I don't care about any of that other stuff. I feel like I'm getting crankier and crankier as a gamer because I'm just tired
You
of
are.
I'm just tired of hearing
Oh wow, jeez.
video game characters talk because they don't ever have anything good to say for the most part. You know, I've really gotten to the point with gaming where I just want something where I want to just turn it on, play as long as I want to, and then turn it right off. Right. So
Hmm.
I've been playing Street Fighter 6 a whole lot, and I've been having a great time with it. I haven't turned on World Tour a single time. I haven't done anything with my avatar. I'm one of those guys running around with a
Yeah, he is. That's why I
default
said
The
that.
default guy.
He's
yeah,
got the default
guy.
guy.
I haven't done a single ranked match. I haven't done anything. I just go into the battle hub and I play with my friends, you know, because that's what I want to do.
I feel you on
And,
that.
You
Yeah.
know what's funny? I need to segue this. The funny part is, Jim, you don't got to do no editing for the default guy because you put on the glasses on him and he's basically you. So
yeah,
Wow. Wow.
but
that
like
was a
for
shot. We're friends in real life, so we gotta fuck with each other. You know what I mean?
but like for most of the stuff, it's like what I want to do when I turn on the video game
Mm,
is play the game, not
yeah.
hear someone talk about the game or talk about what's happening in the world because I just don't care, you know.
Hmm.
And so honestly, I play a lot of Street Fighter 6. I've been playing a lot of Dragon Ball Fighters and Guilty Gear Strive with my son, who just utterly destroys me when we
Wow.
play. But it's really really fun. And you know, we same thing. Haven't done story mode in either one of those games either. Just hop online and play with him.
Hmm.
But the game I've been playing the most, honestly, lately has been Pokemon Showdown. Like
Really?
I played. This is not an exaggeration. I played at least 10,000 Showdown matches this year. Like
Nice.
it's just it's exactly what I want to do, right?
Mm,
I pick the Pokemon I want to play. I go online, and the match is done in 5 minutes. I don't have
mm,
to watch a whole bunch of super fancy animations and stuff for moves that I've seen a million times already, right?
yeah.
I don't have to listen to this guy talk about his partner Pokemon and how special their bond is. I don't give a fuck. Let me,
Like I don't want no
let me,
damn story.
I don't want no
Ah,
story. I don't want to save the
Oh
world. I don't
like
care
god,
what
skip
this
the
team.
scene? Yes. Skip
Yeah,
it
like I don't care what
faster.
this team
that's
is doing right
funny.
now. I don't. I
That's
don't care about
funny.
the history of this world. Just let me fight these Pokemon in death matches,
Yo.
right? So, in terms of when I'm playing games and stuff now, I'm looking for that's what I look for primarily. What's the game that's going to get me into the action the fastest, you know?
Yes.
And so that's why I've really been focusing a lot on competitive games and stuff. And you know, Fortnite's another really great example of that too. I play that. I've been playing that a lot too lately too. You know, just turn it on, hop in, and hop out when you're done.
Hmm.
And I feel there's a lot of people like me who don't necessarily, you know, get their voices heard about this stuff because people always want these giant worlds and they're always talking
Yes.
about map size. They're always talking about, you know,
Which is wild because they're
side
not
quests and
nosy in the game, but go
right
on.
side quests and so on and forth. It's like, yo, can I just like beat a game in 15 hours? Is that cool?
You know what's funny though, and it's funny because like he is that type of gamer, and I'm the opposite. I'm the fine wine when it comes to gaming. Like I like to sip, enjoy,
Wow.
get
So what are you
immersed.
gonna call him if you find wine?
No, that's so I do
Oh
shots. Like I literally do
yeah,
shots
he
when I
does
go out.
shots. Yeah, he's
Yo,
Like
literally
I'm not trying to
yeah,
enjoy this.
yeah,
Alcohol tastes terrible and just let
getting
me get drunk.
yeah. See,
And
I'm yeah.
to be fair, a lot of games are kind of not good, you know,
No.
and they just think that
we
like
know.
giving you more of the kind of not good thing is how you
Giving
make
us
the game
more
better,
filler of nothing and
right?
nothing
And it's
like
like
BS
actually
story.
I don't want more of this. I just want to finish it, get to the
It's
good
funny
part.
too because like I agree. I hear that and I agree with it with some games, but for me, I've always been the immersive type when it comes to gaming. I like to walk around, see the world, get immersed. Like I said, even like Street Fighter, I did not expect World Tour at all. And now that I have it, the game is fucking beautiful. Like you
Yeah.
just run around that little city and some other places. I won't spoiler alert for anybody, but they really did a good job with it. Really did a good job with it, and nobody's talking about it, but it's there. And I
Mhm.
guess maybe it's for people like me that I like that from a
Like
game where they.
fans of the actual franchise.
Yeah, I was the guy in Skyrim that used to walk around Skyrim just looking at the damn scenery,
It's me with
or
Borderlands. I'm nosy
yeah,
as fuck. Like y'all
yeah,
be
like
thinking
I
I was
like
joking back when I used to stream. I'm just
yeah,
walking around looking for stuff, trying to get achievements. No, I'm actually nosy. Respect to the devs. I like looking at worlds and seeing how
yeah,
they build stuff. Like on
and
that aspect.
yeah,
I'm kind of
and
in the middle too, because sometimes I do just want to get to it and hurry up. Can you like just can I progress? All right. It
yeah,
just depends on the game for me, I would
Right,
say.
right.
yeah.
I just don't want to have to sit here for 2 hours to the next save point.
Reading prompts, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Reading prompts and listening to admittedly really, really good voice acting, but still, if I want to watch a movie, I'd watch a movie.
True.
I think for me, it's just that, like, depending on the game, I want that or I don't. You know what I mean? Like, if it's just a fighting game and I just want to get to it, I don't need to go through a bunch of story. But like I said, that's why they gave the world tour for this game, I think, separate. You know what I mean? Because you can have that experience, and if you just want to go to the battle hub and just turn the game on and fight, you can have that experience. And if you just want to go do arcade mode or something by yourself, you can have that experience. That's why they had the 3 different, world tour, battle hub, and what's the last one called?
The training thing, whatever it is for one player mode.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? So I get it. But I also, too, depending on the game, I don't want to be shortchanged, in certain games.
For sure.
In some games, show me some good stuff. Don't have me in this big-ass world and I just run around and do 2 things. I'm going to be pissed.
Empty world full of nothing.
Yeah, I'm going to be pissed.
Actions, no actual engagement. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so depending on the game, you need to take me out and spend some money, show me a good time, and if you're not that type of game, then hey, let's go to, McDonald's, get us, number 4 or something like that, and just chill. So it's like, for me, it's like different games. Like I don't mind, like just getting right to it. And in other games, I'm like, nah, man, you need to show me that this game was some love put into it, because I pattern with that. You know what I mean? I like that stuff when it comes to my games. Oh, wow, the developers actually put this little thing in here that most people probably wouldn't pay attention to, but I actually see it. And I'm like, yo, I respect that.
Yep.
So
skip all the whining and dining. Let's meet up and do it in the bathroom. Let's get this over with.
Okay, so moving right along.
For me, I just went through Miles Morales again on PC.
Nice.
Clearly I didn't play it on PS5 yet because it's not here yet. But
I cannot wait to play that game.
Nah, I just ran through it again on PC. It's great. It's still fun. Still holds up.
Hey, quick question: I don't mean to cut you off, but is it as long as the original Spider-Man, or is it's shorter, right?
It literally could have been DLC for Spider-Man.
That's another reason I waited, because they were like, it's not that, and I might as well just wait to have a PlayStation 5 and have the whole experience.
It's not long. I mean, for me, again, favorite that. But
now, see, that's an example I could say of that whole cut and paste thing, even though I don't want to say it, because I'm like, I'm like, we already got
movement and scaling and all the rest of that stuff. I respect them when they're development.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to say, because
I might get the occasional bug and glitch in the game, but when it comes to everything else, smooth. So no complaints from me.
Yeah, and it just sucks, because I've pretty much played all the Spider-Man games, man. That New York City has been the same for the longest. You know what I mean? That whole open world Spider-Man concept, and Insomniac finally got it right. I feel like
they did. Traversing unparalleled. I don't give a fuck what nobody else says. Nobody does traversing like them.
Did you ever play it when it was Amazing Spider-Man? And that's when they were starting to use that it was like that movie Spider Sense thing where, like, you can see it slowed it down, and you can see your path and choose it. Yeah. And it's like, I thought that was pretty dope. They have something similar in this new game, but like I actually like that.
Some games, that works. It depends on the game again for that. So that's in preparation for October, obviously. But it's always a fun playback. I don't know if I'm gonna 100% it or not. Probably not, but it's fun.
And speaking of, you were saying replaying, I've really, really, really had the itch lately to replay Nier Automata.
Do it.
I think I might. That might be the game. That's one of the few that I actually like listening to them talk. So I might actually do that.
Nice.
I'll listen to that. The other one actually just came out in August. Is Daymare 1994 Sandcastle. So this is from an indie developer, but it's essentially a story-based survival horror game, third-person shooter. It's a very light version of Dead Space, but it's still impressive for an indie developer.
Okay.
Get a lot of combat.
Hey, I don't sleep on those indie games, man, because some of these indie developers are freaking blunted. They just need the resources, man.
They deliver. They just need the right. As far as getting it done, it's pretty fun so far. So,
or they don't. I think one of the actual good things about indie developers is how managed to create their gameplay without all the bloat that money
Yep.
brings.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, I think that's a really good part. I think that's one of the really key assets of indie developers and why I like so much of the stuff that they do.
Yeah, and they tend to care about the game. It's not about
And
what can we
yeah,
build onto this to actually monetize it for later or keep it
and
going.
they don't have to be stuck to an IP. They can actually make their own world,
Yes.
or that's the other thing I was realizing. I didn't realize, I saw this video not too long ago, and it was talking about how some of these companies, development companies, they get stuck having to work with certain IPs,
Mhm.
and I didn't realize that because
Yeah,
I was like, well, if you made this game, why don't you go make your own or make this?
because
If they
we
have these
can.
contracts, they have to make another X-Men game or whatever game, and it's like, damn, that's what happens. I
Mhm.
did not know that.
Contracts be contracting, man. Unfortunately, people blame certain developers, but it's really not their fault. They can't do anything.
Yeah,
But
like I forgot what game it was they were talking about, and they were like, because of their contract, they had to release it, and they didn't even want to.
That whack
And
ass Dragon Ball game, Dragon Ball the Breakers, that one.
oh, don't even get me started on that game. I looked at that game and I laughed.
That's
I was
literally
like,
one of those. Like if
nah, I'm good.
they don't make a game, if Bandai doesn't make a Dragon Ball game, they lose the IP.
crazy.
How could they even have to do that when Dragon Ball Kakarot is so friggin' amazing? Like, I don't understand this, man. I don't get it. Dragon Ball Kakarot just dropped another DLC for is based off of the when Son Goku was younger and he fought King Piccolo and
Mhm.
Piccolo in the world tournament. And I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm going to get it. And they're like, yo, that shit is amazing. And I'm like, I know, because the whole game itself was amazing. And I'm like, then you got Dragon Ball The Breakers. Like, huh?
That was literally just a contract game. Literally just a contract game.
And then I looked at the silliness behind it. I said, okay, this is a joke game, but huh? Like, why did you make this? Like, why
We're
would you make
contractually
this?
obligated to.
As far as new releases for this year, what are you looking forward to playing?
I've been very interested in playing Armored Core 6. I've always really enjoyed mech games and mech media.
Mhm.
I bought Gundam Maximum Boost a couple of years ago, but that game was more kind of geared towards competitive play. I didn't know anyone else who had it, so I didn't get much play out of it. But I've always really enjoyed the mech genre of game. I played Front Mission. I played some of the old Armored Cores. I kind of haven't played any recently, so it's a pretty recent release, and I'm actually pretty excited about getting it at some point. Maybe I'll wait a little while before I pick it up, but I'm
Mhm.
definitely very interested in playing that game. Um, in terms of anything else, really, the only other big one for me this year is the Super Mario RPG remake, and
Yes.
that game, Mario RPG is, of course, you don't have to go into why that game is great,
Yes.
so I won't waste anyone's time with that. But
Yes.
the one thing that is making me excited about that game in particular is seeing how a new generation of people are going to enjoy it, because it's kind of hard for understandable reasons to get a young person right now to play Mario RPG because it came out 30 years ago,
Yeah.
right? That would have been like trying to get me to play, I don't know, Space Invaders seriously in 2000. I wouldn't have done it, like, of course not. Why would I do that when there's GTA right here?
Right.
So I think that that's what most excites me about it, because I will go back and play the original, and I'm looking forward to seeing
Right.
what they change and how they update the remake. But I'm really looking forward to seeing a new generation of people coming to enjoy this game and experiencing what I think is one of the best RPGs ever made. So I'm looking forward to it for myself, but maybe even more for the entire gaming community in general, honestly.
Yeah.
I'll say this much, right?
Here we go
Sorry.
again.
Super Mario RPG is one of those shut up and take my money games. There's literally no way I'm not getting that. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's one of my favorite Mario games of all time. And that was one of my favorite games at a time when like life was rough for me.
Mhm.
And it struck a chord with me, man. I love that game. I've gotten that game every single time it's been re-released, and this will be no different. It's an amazing game. They did a great job with it. It's fun. The only thing they need to do in this game, I swear to God, is just make the graphics a little better and maybe one or two quality of life things. Maybe do not touch that story. Do not touch that gameplay. Leave it all the same. It doesn't even need anything. It doesn't. Like, that game is perfect. That game that's why it was so perfect. They just couldn't recreate it again. Look how many years have gone by. They haven't even made a part 2. Square Enix hasn't even tried to work with them on nothing else.
Yeah.
Because the game was freaking perfect. The story was good. The characters are intriguing and, compelling. Yeah, man, that game was fun as shit. And if they just can keep that going, they don't have nothing else to worry about.
That is true. So, well, the graphics, but you said that already. So, like, as far as
that's what I'm saying,
a console to accompany those graphics.
If they had just did that shit in HD, I would have been sold. The fact that they actually decided to redo that, I'm like, yay! Yeah. But I was also like, ooh, I hope they didn't change too much. That's why I was like, oh, now I'm nervous because if they change up certain things, it's gonna suck. Like, just please don't change anything about that game. Just if anything adds good stuff, don't take away. I'm a little nervous now because like they did the remaster friggin' so is this a remake or a remaster? That's why I'm confused now because it seems like it's a remake graphic wise, but I don't know. That's the part I'm a little confused on. But like they just did a remaster with Metro Prime, and it's like that game is friggin' phenomenal, flawless. Didn't need to change much. They added the quality of life stuff, and the game is arguably better than it's ever been. The only thing I don't like, and this is a small thing, because it's just like a little thing, like a little nitpick, is you can't have the charge beam light up a hallway anymore. But other than that, like I don't care. The game's Metro Prime is perfect. Perfect. So I'm like, I hope they do the same shit with this.
Well, yeah. Hopefully they didn't take away from it.
They don't need to, man. Super Mario RPG is flawless, man. I'm sorry. It really is. It's really fun.
For me, again, Spider-Man 2, of course. Duh. And yay. But that'll be a run back too. I'm gonna play it on PC again because the graphics are great. So
right.
I'll say this: more games need a new game plus. More games need a new game plus. Or
what do you mean?
Whereas certain games need a new game plus or a way to play the game again from the start. You know what I mean? Without erasing, any success or progress. Like
a truly cross-platform game.
Take
your progress from console.
Yeah, either a new game plus where it's like, okay, I played from the beginning of the story again with all the stuff that I've earned, that I can have. Like if it's like something you get during the story, you don't get it at the beginning, fine. But like all my upgrades and stuff at the beginning, that type of new game plus, like how they did with the Arkham games, or just a new game where you can start a new game again from the beginning, but don't erase your save file that has all the stuff you did earn.
For sure.
More games need that. And for once in my life, I finally get why Nintendo always did that with Zelda, because I never understood it with other games, but with Zelda, I get it now. But it's funny though, now they don't have it with Zelda. So most other games have it, but now Zelda doesn't have it. Are you kidding me? I mean, I guess you could just make a new profile and arguably play from that, but it's like the one game that needs a new game plus doesn't have it. You know what I mean? Or another save file that you can use for a new game.
But that's the thing. How many companies do you really think are actually considering replayability of their titles?
If they're smart, all of them should, especially you spend all that money in a AAA game.
But they're not.
but see, that's also why it kind of doesn't make sense to me, because it's like, okay, you want the longevity of a game to exist. Why would you stick the people who get it first into this mode where they can only play the game as it is, and then release all this DLC stuff to get them to want to play it again? But if they already beat the game, half of them are gonna be like, I don't want to play this shit again. If they had a new game plus or a new save file, hell yeah, let me try this again.
Let me just go check out and see what they got going. Yep.
You know what I mean? And games that have that win. Batman wins, Arkham wins, Dragon Ball Kakarot wins. I will say this though, Zelda I don't know if Tears of the Kingdom will do it, but Breath of the Wild 1 with that, where at least you can have a save file for regular mode and you can have a save file for master mode. The only problem with that is if people didn't play master mode and they just want to play, regular mode again, either delete the save file they have or I guess make a new profile, which, like I said, isn't the worst offense in the world. But even Super Mario Odyssey had more than one file that you could play. Even they had that shit. That's why I'm like, why Zelda doesn't have it now? Like, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, I guess they feel like now that you have the different accounts and stuff on your system, you can just make a new account and do it again. I don't know.
Yeah, because even Super Mario Odyssey, like at first I thought Super Mario Odyssey didn't have it, but Super Mario Odyssey you can have 3 or 4 save files under one file. I didn't know that. Hey, you watch your mouth. That game was actually fun. Just because you have no 3D space perception, don't get mad at us.
Dude, I'm tired of collecting items. Stars, moons, puzzle pieces, they're all the same.
Yeah, you be collecting the medals in Street Fighter though, so we ain't gonna talk about that.
Oh wow, that was very personal.
Hadouken! Yeah, I threw that out there. Hadouken! He gonna beat me up later when y'all ain't around. He gonna load up that battle hug, man. That shit you was talking.
The fact. And then my last two, I think that's gonna be Mario Wonder and then Payday 3, so I can continue robbing people.
Oh, that's right. Payday is coming out with another one. I forgot.
Yes, it is, because Payday 2 again has also been in constant development mode. Like they support the hell out of that game, but refreshing of graphics, of course, and even adding new components and challenges within the game. It's always fun.
Payday is one of those games where it's like I don't really play them like that, but I want it, but I keep up with what they are and what they're about and like their world. Monster Hunter was like that for me for the longest time. I would just look at Monster Hunter from the outside in.
Yeah.
But I always knew at some point I might play this game or I would play this game. And then when I finally got in there, I'm hooked.
It's a solid game. It's fun, especially if you co-op with people.
They've always looked good. I've always been it's like that game, the Gears games and like the Uncharted and stuff. I've always mad respect for those games. Even if I never really like, I might play a little bit here and there, but I never really own them or play them. But at any point I actually get them in my possession, they will get played the fuck out. Like I love those games and I respect the hell out of them. It's funny too, because like I remember one time when I I had Gears of War 2 for like whatever time that I had it, or I played it. I don't remember how this went. And I just remember I was the lowest ranked guy in the lobby, and we had a match. And they're all like level 50s or whatever, and I'm playing with my boy or whatever. I'm a little level 1, nothing. And then something happens where the majority of them die, and it's only me left. And I'm like, shit.
Yo, when the pressure's on.
Yeah. But I methodically killed each and every last member of the other team. It was like 4 of them. And we won the match. And I just remember that guy in the chat, he goes, because when you go back to the game screen with the team, he just goes, the level 1 shows his skill. And I will never forget, they were like so happy and laughing, and we were all just laughing. Because they're like, it's like, I'm just this random guy that just picked up the game for,
What would it be like? That's why I love
we got the W.
shooters so much. Because, like, especially when you're just messing around, you're playing and having fun doing co-op. Like, when you got that pressure on you where you have to perform in that moment, nothing beats that feeling.
Yeah, it was crazy because they all had to watch me, kill the whole team. And
like,
I'm over here like, I'm like, I'm scared. Killing everybody.
Sitting there like, if I die, I'm gonna look stupid because everybody watching me right now.
The funny part is, I didn't care if I died. I know I'm a level 1. If you judging me, then you got a problem, bro. Because I don't play this shit every day.
There's never no pressure like that.
There was never pressure on my end. I'm like, hey, I'll do the best I can.
Just when you're in that space, you're just like, I gotta get this for the team.
Yeah. I was like training, I'm scared, but I'm not really scared. But yeah, like, y'all are dead. What the hell? You play this shit every day. Why the fuck am I over here by myself?
Because like when you run and gun, you just be in it. So the point
you really do, man. That's one thing I say I love about Xbox and like the FPS games in general. Like that whole thrill of being with a team, and that shit is fun. It's a whole nother level of fun. Yeah.
I would say that's my favorite part of playing FPSs. Back at an age when I wasn't supposed to, like essentially how I got into gaming. But it's fine. Hello. I'm here. I've survived. But let the people know what you got going on. start with the guest of honor, Jamil.
Thank you very much, Lady G. So I was recently hired to write for a news website in my home state of Connecticut, New Haven Independent.
Hey.
So I've been going around the state reviewing different things, concerts, art exhibits, um, events, just all sorts of things. So you can always check me out. I write for the Independent 2 times a week. I write for another website, CT News Junkie. I write political commentary for them. So you can find any of my writing, just Google me. That's Jamil, Jamil, Ragland, Ragland. Google me, all my writing will pop up. And I also have a blog that I do a horrible job of maintaining. So you can find some of my other writing there. That's kind of just like my game and anime rambling stuff. So that's nutmeggerdaily.com. So Google me, search that out, find my writing, and write to me and let me know how much you disagree with my opinion.
And tell them VVM sent you. But of course, all the links will be in the description box. So you don't have to Google it, but if you did, thank you. We appreciate you. But you can click through. JV.
Yeah. Well, I'm JVSmooth. I'm on Twitch. Same name, JVSmooth, all one word. And I also write for Zelda Universe. My government name being Jason Coleman. Yeah, it's been cool. I've been writing for them for a couple months now, and the love is really awesome, especially because we're all Zelda fans, and pretty much everybody has their one Zelda that they love and hate, or and they know no less of a conversation on that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, we're going to talk about this. So the good thing is I've done a podcast with them not too long ago. I'll give LadiiGi the link soon when it comes out. We were talking about Tears of the Kingdom and how much the story was affected or not affected by Breath of the Wild, and our thoughts and opinions on that. So it was actually pretty good. And yeah, I'm also on Twitter, J_V_smooth. And I will have my YouTube up and running soon. And once that is, up and running, I'll let LadiiGi know, and we can put those shameless plugs in. I can get those subscribers.
I'm gonna run them up on all platforms. Promotion for sure.
No, but seriously though, like honestly, for me, and everybody knows this here, LadiiGi and Jam. For me, it's more of a passion. We'd like to pay bills. If it could, that's great. But gaming to me has always been more of a passion thing. So like, whether it brings in the money or not, as long as I can do it, it will be done. Yeah. So that's the promise. You'll never have to worry about me, trying to advertise something just to get people there. I'd like to get paid too, though. Amazon Cough, so I'll do shameless plugs and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, if the money don't come in that way, it's still going to be there. It's just, it'd be nice, pay the bills at the same time.
It's not going to nickel and dime yet. It's quality content.
Exactly. You always get that from me, and you always get A+ gameplay, even if I'm dying and laughing.
That's what's up. Proud of y'all. That's some I ain't got no announcement like that. I don't have a new position to announce. Hello? No, but I'm here. It's fine.
No, we love you, ladies.
No, honestly, those are some dope accomplishments.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Please, let's not do this. Okay, we're going to end the episode now. Bye. So be sure to connect with us on Spotify using the poll and Q&A section. You can also hit us up on Instagram, Twitter. I refuse to call it X still because I'm that stubborn.
You don't want to be an X-Man?
I'm not an X-Man. I love X-Men, but
I love X-Men.
Elon, you tried it.
I tried it.
YouTube or verbalvibemode.com, or leave a voicemail using the Anchor app. Remember, all links are in the description box, as well as the featured guest section on the website. Peace.
Peace.